welcome to the pilot edition of After Dark. My name is BK Hart, and it is my extreme pleasure to be your host for the next 30 minutes. Before we get started, though, I want to dedicate this show in its entirety to a very good friend of mine who went from labor to reward not too long ago. His name is Grandmaster John Buddy Gray, and he was a co-founder and innovator of the Goju Taijutsu martial arts system in this city. Master Gray was a teacher, an innovator, a mentor, and he gave a lot to this city in terms of teaching the youth and keeping them out of trouble. And you could still go by the William Hicks Anderson Community Center and see his classes in action. And in a later show, I'm going to show you some of those classes. But that being said, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a musician. And so this thing is going to be about music, 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 music. And one thing that I love is really great musicians, great performers, and I mean just innovators. I love innovators. That's my thing. I love innovators. And it is my honor tonight on my inaugural show to have one of the absolute best, the baddest guitar players I've ever heard. And he headlines a very phenomenal jazz group here, Aniya Jazz. Did I get that right? Aniya Jazz? Aniya Jazz. Okay. Just Aniya.
It's Aniya, but yeah, we use the jazz thing.
Well, forget all of that. Please just welcome to After Dark my man, Delbert Boyer. Delbert, how you doing
I'm
today?
doing great, man.
Excellent, excellent. Good to see you, man.
Good seeing you, brother.
I was floored the first time I got the chance to shoot your performance at the World Cafe Live at the Queen, and I was just amazed because I heard the sound and you guys were so tight, and the music was fluid, and it just knocked me out,
I appreciate that.
It was just, and you have a new fan, and a diehard Aniya fan in BK Hart, guaranteed.
Okay, that's what's up.
Tell me something. I've been wondering because I listen to the name in my head all the time. Where did the name Aniya come from?
The name Aniya came from, that's my first granddaughter.
First granddaughter. See, it comes down to kids.
Yeah, exactly. I was searching for a name for the group, and just thought of it. She had just been born, and I was like, yeah, that's catchy. I like the name, and then I wanted to honor my first granddaughter, sometime when she becomes an adult, and she can look back and say, my grandfather named the group after me, and I plan on having my music to go on forever. You know what I mean? So
perpetual.
That way she could, let her kids know, what this is.
It's all about the kids, man. I love it. It's all about the kids.
Exactly.
And who named her? Who actually named her?
Her mom.
Her mom.
Yeah, her mom. And
mothers always do that.
Right.
Just that right. Mothers, they love, especially little girls. They got to have that.
And it's funny because my son's name, her dad is named Andre.
Andre. Ooh.
And her name is Gina.
Okay. See?
So she combined the names, Andre, Aniya.
Aniya.
She combined the names, but what happened is once you go into looking up names, it goes back. I thought it was a Hispanic name, but actually it's a name that it's kind of like in Russian Soviet Union.
Ooh, okay.
So
European.
You come from a European type background.
Gotta love it. Gotta love that.
If you really research it.
Right? You look it up.
And you look it up.
Google it.
Exactly. There's a lot of different places, but it was the Soviet Union and then in Latin America.
Right.
It comes up.
Okay. Excellent. How long? Tell me this. How long has the group been together? Because you guys play like you've been together like forever. The gel is just so tight.
Right.
So how long have you guys been hooking it up?
We've been together for since 2003.
Okay.
2003. So it's about 10 years.
About 10 years. Yeah. Well, that's long enough to get a good gel.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
But it's funny that all the members haven't really been in the group for 10 years.
Right.
I would say me and the saxophone player, and we've been together for maybe like 8 years.
Okay.
The keyboard player, he's been 5.
Okay.
The bass player, me and the bass player have been together the longest. T-Bone.
T-Bone. See, he's a man after my own heart because I'm a bass player too.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's kind of, I'm like, yeah, okay, I look at the bass player, and
right.
Of course I'm trying to steal a couple of moves here and there, and as we all do.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
all do that.
That's what it's about.
But I'm also a guitar player, so,
right.
I've got this big, pretty blue guitar that,
Oh, I seen it.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, that's my baby. That's my baby.
Right.
Yeah, but you guys, you said 10 years. Where are you from? Where is most of the group from?
It's all like tri-state area.
Tri-state area.
I'm from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Okay, Westchester. Okay.
Yeah, Westchester,
Westchester.
Right. And I moved down here like in '94, and just started hanging out in the music scene. Was hanging out, coming up to Wilmington.
Right.
And I know some cats down here. I know Dexter Coons.
Dexter. Yeah,
I know
I met
Alfie.
Dexter and Alfie.
I used to work. I did some stuff with Alfie in Westchester.
Oh, okay.
And Harry Spencer.
Right. Yeah, I remember Harry from my teenage years. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I played with him when I was a teenager.
Ah, see, there you go. I had some when I was younger. Was in a couple of bands, and Harry used to come in and just mess around with us. I mean, we was young guys.
Yeah.
So, he was coming around, and Harry was like out there. So
exactly.
He would come in and just lend his mastery to our buffoonery, if you will. I mean, because we were okay, but we weren't nowhere near Harry Spencer.
Right. Yeah, he was playing Charlie Parker.
He was, exactly. So he's running those runs, and we're sitting there like, okay,
right.
What do we do? So it gets, I guess it could have been embarrassing if we weren't so, we didn't have so much fun with it back in the day. Because when you're young and you're a musician, you're young, you're just in it for the fun.
Yeah, you're just having a good time.
And the girls, I mean, the girls had, the girls actually played a big part of, so. Yeah, well, we were in it.
Music attracts.
Music
attracts that element.
And see, guitar players and bass players.
Right.
You know this yourself. I mean, there's something about the guitar players and the bass players that they just love that,
Right.
They just love that mysterious, and working the hands,
and
that kind of thing. I guess that's what it's all about. I don't know, but it gets like that. How many members are in the group? I mean, because I've seen you. Sometimes you play with a few. You like just recently I saw you play with a trio.
Right.
Right. But then when up there were like 6 or 7 people on the stage.
7 people, right.
Right. So I was like, oh my goodness, okay, well, it's flexible.
Right.
So how many people are in the group altogether?
Altogether, I would say 7 people.
7 people.
Yeah, it has grown to that.
Okay.
I use mostly a lot of the music we were doing was instrumental stuff.
Right. Okay.
And I met Phil. Met Phil, and all of a sudden I started incorporating him into the group. Mm-hmm. So that's where it becomes 7 pieces. That's what you've seen at the World Cafe.
Right. Oh, okay.
And
because there were quite a few.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who was? I mean, you, Purple Afro, Phil Joseph, Ebony Paris, Vanessa.
Right.
Oh man, Vanessa. That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story. I met Venetia through Harry.
Through Harry. Oh, through Harry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, see now, the only time I knew anything about her was through To the Max. Because I know John Coley.
Right.
And I heard about her through him. And I was like, okay, well, I got to hear this. And then I heard her there, and then I heard her recently at the Clifford Brown Jazz Festival. And just
she's amazing.
Yeah, she is. Oh man, and pitch perfect.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that.
And she's just a show.
She's
person.
a show person. Yeah, she's definitely a show person for real. And I noticed that.
Yeah, she's going to be on a new CD. I guess we'll get into that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
She's definitely. We're working on a new CD, so she's doing the track on there.
Like the lead, she's leading a track.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's got that lead voice, so she's gonna have to do that. But yeah, I always wanted to get into doing the whole CD thing. I guess I just got lazy. I don't know, my old age or something, and never got around to recording. I mean, I recorded a couple of little songs, like I did a couple of little pieces, but nothing like you guys have done. I mean, you guys have just put it out there. How many CDs altogether do you have?
I have 4.
All together. I mean, see, that's what I mean. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Star quality performers. I get nothing but the best. I'm telling you. I get nothing but the best, and I tell people that all the time.
Right.
But yeah, you said 4. Okay, which? I mean, let me ask you this: which one is your favorite?
My favorite is the one I'm doing now that nobody has heard.
Everybody, what is that? Everybody does that. They do. They say that. The one that nobody's heard. Well, see,
They're going to hear it though. It's going to be coming out in December.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic! I can't wait myself. I mean, because I've heard some of the stuff from your other CDs, Full Circle CD. In fact, one of the clips that I'm going to play a little later is that one that's my favorite, PSA.
Right.
I love that song. I love that song. You know, it's just, it flows, man, and you know, I want to let the people listen to it. You guys are going to love that. You know. So,
right, PSA is one of my favorites.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you said you have 4. When did you really start getting into doing CDs?
The first CD was in 2003.
When
the group started.
When the group started. Oh, you guys didn't waste no time, huh? You just get out there and record the CD.
Yeah. Well, I met a guy. He was a cable guy. I had a little 4-track and everything. I ended up having an 8-track digital recorder.
Ah, see.
And a guy came over to my house. He was a Comcast guy. His name's Andre Huxton. I don't know if you know. He's in there. Well, he's from Boston, but he lives down here. So he was telling me about, he had some music and he knew the process and how to get CDs done and all that. So that's what I wanted to do. So we kind of just connected and we wrote. We did like an EP. We did like 4 songs, and then we set it up and we went to cdbaby.com and did that whole scene.
What do you think about that whole CD baby? I mean, now, it used to be back in the day, and you know yourself, back in the day it was hard to get something like that happen. And now everybody and their mama can just do it, good or bad. Well, see, fortunately, you guys are like phenomenal, but I mean, you really got some garbage out there too. I mean, you go to CD Baby and kick their money out there and come up with nothing. That's like a gamble. You know, but I want to tell you guys, there's no gamble with an Aniya CD of no gamble at all. Anytime you pay your money, you get quality, guaranteed. I guarantee it. Definitely. So why did you get to start playing original music, and why jazz? Because I mean, now consider there's a world of top 40 and I mean all types of other types of music, alternative and all of that. Why jazz?
That's a good question. It happened. I played R&B music ever since I was like 16 years old.
Well,
I was in a band. So I was in a band playing music. I played in clubs and stuff like that. And I just got, whenever I played music, R&B stuff, I kind of was doing alternative stuff. I played Carlos Santana and Jimi Hendrix. I like that kind of stuff. And from a guitar standpoint. So what happened is once the R&B music kind of switched into like the rap vibe, there was really no musical stuff going on for bands. So I got kind of, I had me and a friend were listening to some music, and he turned me on to some jazz. Like a jazz guitarist. I don't know who the guitarist was, but I was listening to Bobby Humphrey, a flute player. And
now, I think I know who we're talking about. I think we're talking about Earl Klugh, because he was doing a lot of stuff back then with them.
It might have been Earl Klugh.
And he had some stuff out then. It was just like, just hypnotized, just hypnotized you.
But anyway, the guitar player was playing some stuff, and I was like, wow, this guy is really amazing, And then I got wind of George Benson. When RTI used to play jazz all night. Temple Station in Philly. They used to play jazz, so I heard this tune called Body Talk, and they announced it was George Benson. So I said, oh man, I got to. Once I heard that, I was done.
You were hooked. You were hooked. just like all of us, you were hooked.
Right. So
once you got a load of Benson's,
exactly.
It was like, okay, I'm done.
I got to learn how to play that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Stick a fork in me, right? I know. Trust me. I know. Oh yeah.
And once I really started to try to copy that music, it was hard to really understand that, and like that's where I'm saying that I really start getting into jazz, because my ear couldn't really comprehend what George Benson was doing. I could hear like the basic stuff, like he played the melody. But once he started getting off into his improvisational things.
Well, and some of the stuff that he does, I mean, I actually sit down and try to run through a little bit of it myself.
Right.
It just doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, it's a theory.
Yeah,
it's a theoretical, and that's where jazz really made me start to study it, because I went to school for music at Temple.
Well, see, I went to school for music too, but I didn't graduate. I went to Morgan State.
Okay.
You know, and I was in the music department there under Nathan Carter. You know,
right.
And I learned different. I mean, I played piano and I did that,
Right.
and I did the guitar class and all that stuff, and it didn't stick like that. The only thing that really stuck was learning how to read music.
Right.
You know, and I already know how to play. I just needed to know how to read.
Yeah, right.
So once I did that, I was like, okay, well, I got lazy. You know, get out of school and go back to doing music. You know?
Okay.
So because I was already recording.
Okay.
You know, so I just you just like, well, you know how that goes.
Right.
It's just like one of those things. You know. Now, in terms of artists, who do you really focus in on in terms of you know, listening to the guitarists? Who's your, you know, who's the one that sticks?
Inspiration.
Right, exactly.
Inspires me. A cat that I'm really listening to now is Bobby Broom.
Wow. Okay.
He's a jazz guitarist from Chicago area.
Okay.
He's phenomenal.
All right, I heard that.
And he plays with a trio. He just does trio stuff. It's just like he's really having it.
Right.
Wes Montgomery, of course.
Of course.
George Benson, of course. Earl Klugh. I just got a chance to meet Earl Klugh a couple months ago.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
you know how tough he is. Right?
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, you know,
He's a legend.
He is. Indeed, he is.
Indeed he is. And I got a chance. I went down to Blues Alley in D.C.
Okay.
And a guy that's on my new CD that's helped producing it named Al Turner.
Okay.
Plays bass for Earl Klugh.
There you go. See, can't beat that.
Yeah, he was like, well, why don't you come down and listen to me and check it out, and I'll introduce you to him.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a chance to get down there and hear
a little bit of him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That works. That definitely works.
But yeah, Earl Klugh, Benson, Pat Metheny. I love Pat Metheny. Pat Martino.
Oh, so you're
I'm into a lot of Carlos Santana.
Yeah, you know, the high end stuff there.
Yeah,
you know, gotta love it.
I love jazz guitars. And the groups I listen to the Yellow Jackets.
Right.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I listen to them a lot.
Yeah,
they inspire me a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. Love it. You know?
Right.
Well, what I'm going to do now is I want to let the folks hear a little bit of Delbert Boyer and Aniya playing PSA. You guys have got to hear this. Like I said, this is my favorite Aniya song. So give a listen, and we'll be right back. welcome back to After Dark. Now, did you guys love that as much as I did? You had to. If you don't, you ain't got no ears, plain and simple. My guest is the phenomenal Delbert Boyer. Delbert, man, how do you do it? I mean, just how do you put that stuff together like that? You know.
It's God-given talent.
Yeah.
And it's hard work. It's
Yeah.
a lot of hard work and a lot of time. I've been doing it, like I told you earlier,
Yeah.
ever since I've been like 16 years old.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, I'm 57.
50, yeah. Oh, see, we're both pretty much the same age. So
Okay.
gotta love that. Gotta love it.
So I've been doing it.
That's it. That's the way it's done. Do me a favor. Talk about this new CD that because you were hinting around that you got this new sound out, and you don't want to give out any too many details. Give us a little bit of something.
Okay. This CD here is our 5th CD coming out,
Right.
and it's called Colors of the Sun.
Colors of the Sun.
Right. I got that from some commercial.
Okay.
It was like a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it's actually I got the Latin version, the Spanish version, Culos Este Sol.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, that's deep. I like that. I like the way that came off. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna write a song. So I was gonna write a tune that was gonna be on the Full Circle CD,
Right.
Colors of the Sun.
Colors of the Sun.
And eventually, it just didn't make it at the time when all the other tunes came before that.
Right.
So I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep this tune and make that my new CD.
There you go.
The next one.
The next one, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, that'd be a nice title for a tune. So I just started researching it, and then I started looking at it. I was like, went online and Googled it, and then they had all these different colors. That the sun has all these different shades
Right.
and stuff.
Indeed.
So that was deep. So I got into that, and I started writing the tune, and it started coming up with this tune. So I'm gonna let you hear it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna let you have a copy of that.
That'll definitely
And
work. Autograph it for me, man.
Okay.
Definitely autograph it for me. You got to do that.
I got Bill Jolly's playing keyboards on it.
Oh,
I got a cat from Westchester named Al Moretti.
Mhm.
He does a trumpet solo on it. So I have a trumpet. It's like a jazz Latin vibe.
Right.
Um, I also wrote another tune called Stepping Out,
Mhm.
and I co-wrote that with James Poyser.
Okay.
James Poyser works with The Roots.
With the Roots. Right.
Also,
Okay.
he produces Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. He's the top. He's one of the top
Yeah.
producers in Philly.
Heavyweight. Right.
And I met. Actually, me and him went to Temple together.
Mhm.
In the music program. That's where we met.
Ah, okay. Perfect.
I got another tune called East Market,
East Market.
and that's the tune.
I think you played that
Yeah, we
recently.
did.
I got a chance to hear that.
Right.
I hear it. Hear it. Where we are at the Chestnut Cafe.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
we're right here at the Chestnut, and you guys, I'm going to be interviewing the owners of the Chestnut Cafe soon. So be on the lookout for that one because this is a really nice place to be.
Very nice.
Very
beautiful,
nice place.
Beautiful. And I got Venetia. That's going to be on that hit. She's
Okay.
doing like a vocal interpretation of that.
Right. Okay.
So that's going to be real interesting.
Excellent.
And the new CD, I got Phil Joseph. He only did one song on the Full Circle CD.
Right.
Count Your Blessings.
Count your blessings.
This CD, he wrote 2 of the songs, and we're going to feature him
Right. Okay.
on the CD. So he's actually doing 3 songs, and I have Al Turner, who is Earl Clue's bass player. He's
Okay.
He's Ken's musical director.
Okay.
He's going to produce one of the songs called God's Grace,
Yeah.
which Phil is singing on.
Ah. Okay.
So,
I love that.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited about this CD. It's
Cool. So cool. Can't wait.
it should be. I just think it's really going to put us in a whole different. People are going to really look at us in a different light.
Well, I'm definitely like I said, I'm definitely a diehard fan, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to it with Ernst, man, and putting the headsets on and just getting all into it.
Right.
Well, Mr. Delbert Boyer, I really appreciate you coming on my inaugural show, my inaugural After Dark show. I mean, what better artist could I have had than the Delbert Boyer? I mean, you can't get any better than that. Thanks a whole lot for being here. I appreciate
Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. Man.
Appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.
Okay, you guys, it's that time again. Unfortunately, I have to move and I have to mosey on and find my next artist. But I'm going to leave you with a message that I always used to leave you when I did other shows. be careful how you treat the people you meet on the way up, because they're the same ones you meet on the way down. Peace after dark.